Hey, this is Jamie with gettingcrafty.net. If you want to use up your scrapbook paper like I do, I've got the fix for you. Would you like to send a handmade card that says wow before they even open it? And you can custom it to the size that you need. So I have that product for you, and it is a punch. Yes, I might be taking Taekwondo for almost 2 years now, more like a year and a half, but I'm super excited about a punch that helps me to create a custom envelope for my beautiful handmade cards. We're going to go ahead, oops, that's upside down. We're going to go ahead and jump on this right now. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell so that we don't miss out on crafting with you all week long. Let me go ahead and show you this punch. You're going to love it. So maybe you want to deliver a card that might have a custom size to it, or you just want it to say wow. You might also have a ton of scrapbook paper and designer series paper sitting there that you want to use up, because if you're like me, you're a paper hoarder. Yes. It's a club that we're part of. Go ahead, you can be part of it. So this here is using the same punch board. We're going to create an elongated envelope, and we're going to go ahead and create a standard envelope for our regular cards to mail. Now this will take you a couple minutes, but I'm going to review this and tell you what I do not like about it. I don't like something specifically about it. I love the idea of delivering a handmade card that comes in the mail pretty before they even open it, coordinating designer series paper and scrapbook paper, and maybe just something you don't want to craft with, but you have it extra and you can go ahead and use it, because I like to use up my scrap paper. So if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell so you can join us. Now, this is an elongated card, and I made a custom envelope to fit it. Now, this is a Celebration Designer Series paper. It's a large pack. So it came in, and I think it's got 48 pieces, if I remember correctly, in this collection. So I have a ton of paper in here that I can use up to make custom envelopes. And then this here is part of our beautiful, let me double check the name. I suck at the names, you guys. Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper. You can see this card that I just did here. It's a great little video tutorial for you on a quick and easy card. And then we're going to make a custom envelope. So when I mail it out, somebody's going to be getting something that looks gift wrapped before they even open it. And yes, these are mailable. No extra cost, and they are thin. So I'm going to give you a couple tips and tricks and tell you what I do not like about this board. So there's a link in the description below. You can get this board as well. So this is the We Are Makers envelope punch board, and I really love it. The problem is, well, first of all, the good part is you can make 66 different sized envelopes. 66. That's our great collection of different sized cards, so you can use up your scraps. I'm going to pull my chair up here. It has the little score blade that you want, and it's very lightweight and compact. I like that a lot. So in order to create a custom envelope for my standard card, like you saw here, and elongated, I'm going to show you 2 different cards, but I'm going to tell you what I don't like about it. So what you want to do is you want to look up the size card that you're going to use. So me, it's a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Can you see that? That's what I don't like about it. I can't see it either. So you can see 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it could just be age, but seriously, it's hard to read. I don't care for this color. But if you're willing to just take a look, you could, but it just tells you what size paper. So we're going to use an 8 by 8 1/4. No, sorry, 8 by 1 1/8 by 8 by 1 1/8. And we're going to score it at 3 3/4. So I've already cut our designer series paper here. It's beautiful. And I'm going to tell you what my friends at the post office have told me. So again, that's an A2. We're going to do it at 3 3/4. Really challenging to read. But let me tell you, the ability to make 66 different size envelopes makes this almost worth it, right? I love it a lot. So I go in, and this is what I do first. I do the punch, and then there's a lined track right here. You don't want to push too hard, right? So just a really light push. Now that, you don't need to worry about numbers anymore. Now you're just going to follow that track all the way around. I have the link for this on my blog and in the description below, so you can create it. Now, whoever was the engineering mastermind on this owns me. Like, seriously, I love this so much. I'm going to punch. I like to punch first and then do a score line. This is a plastic score. I don't particularly care for the plastic. Stampin' Up has our bone folders, which I think are exceptional. You can even use it on this project. We're just going to be careful not to tear it. Designer series paper and scrapbook paper is thinner, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, you can also use the top portion, making sure you can see that. I'm going to pull this down a smidge. So you can see there's a little top portion, and I'm going to round out that corner there. Now, I'm not buying any specialty envelope glue on this. And this is another thing to watch out for. All of those little scraps that you punched off, throw them away. You don't need them. I'm sure they can make a card, really, if you wanted to get creative. I'm not that creative. Now, the other card I used was the purple Fresh Freesia background. And I love this polka dot. And so this is a universal, so you can punch it and design it either way you want. So if I were to take my bone folder, again, see, I'm not using that plastic one. Stampin' Up's bone folders are really wonderful. Here. Now these two flaps should be tucked in. So what you're going to do is tuck that in, just like so. And you're going to be able to make a flap here. Just apply your adhesive all the way around. So what I would do is I would put my dash of adhesive right there. But I like to build the card. So what I mean by that is you can actually place your card right inside after you're done writing it, and you can snug as a bug and, and wrap it up just like that. It's kind of like a gift. And if you were sending a wedding invitation, we can do something like that, or a baby shower invitation, where you can see where it's actually doesn't even need to be adhesived down. It's part of the card. That's a really fun way to go. So what I would do is, you don't have to wrap it if you don't want to. You could make a bunch of these really pretty envelopes and keep them in a drawer or a box and use them whenever you're ready, right? You want to be careful not to put any adhesive that might catch the inside right there. I wasn't paying attention when I did that. Here we go. Right to the edge. And I'm just going to tuck that up. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And this is snug, but it's perfect, right? Like you want it to be snug to mail in the mail. Tuck your dragonflies in. Easy peasy, so happy. And, oh, well, that would go with any envelope if you're not careful. Tuck your little dragonfly in, and then you would send it and close it this way. Make sure that you put a label on the outside of this. If you address this directly, it will not ship correctly. We know the post office isn't super reliable on being able to get things there as quickly as we'd like. Use a white label, or you can even print it on a piece of printer paper as long as you adhesive the whole piece down. I would rather use a label though. I think a paper could get torn in the machines by the post office. So this is the same designer series paper that you see here. And then they have a coordinating envelope liner pattern that you see right there. So cute, right? So say we want to create an elongated card. So what I did here is I looked up the size for my 3.5 by 8.5, and that is on this really light, I'd almost say it's a Tiffany blue. So it's 3.5 by 8.5 right there. It tells me to create this at 9 3/4 by 9 3/4 and score at 3 1/8. Can you remember that? Me neither. That's okay. All I have to, because I already cut it, is score this is at 3 1/8. Now I do like that it's printed nice and clearly. This is what you do for an elongated card. You start the folding process here. Do not tear it, you guys. Once you have it out, fold it down and follow the track of what you made right there. Turn it. This little tongue sticking out goes on that score line. If you have a hard time seeing that, what you can do is grab a pencil, for example, and put a little line right in the fold. Well, maybe if my pencil was working, or a pen. No, I have pencils right here. There we go. I like a pencil, and I'm going to follow the line all the way across. I have a hard time with patterns seeing it. I don't know if it comes with age. I couldn't tell you. What I can tell you is that's a cheat for you. Right here, get the track, and you can go backwards. You can start on the outside and work your way in. If you're curious where that track is, you can even do it this way, and that might be easier for you to see the line of what I just drew. We're just going to go ahead and turn it, punch, and we're going to do that score line. It comes right outside of this, so you can feel for it, right? And, ooh, you want to be careful not to tear, right? And if you find that you did tear, what I would do is put a little patch of tape before I nail the envelope. That's pretty easy for a custom envelope, for 66 sized envelopes. Like, seriously, freaking nuts, right? Isn't that wonderful? Butterfingers. There you go. That's a candy I miss. We developed a nut allergy, so we can't have that. But there you go. So if you can have a Butterfinger, enjoy one on me. There you go. So I'm going to explain. This is going to go, and it will fit your custom envelope, right? Here. But you can see it's too long. So what you can do is a couple different things. You can tuck it, or you can just trim it off. So I'm going to use the Stampin' Up paper trimmer. Get rid of my trash. There you go. And I'm going to cut off the end there. And I'm going to take it to 1.5 right there. I'm making sure the arrow lines up to that there. You can look and see if you're cutting it straight according to your designer series paper. So what I mean is Stampin' Up has a track that you can see right there. And I'm lining up the paper inside of that track and just trimming off. This would make a really fun little accent on a card. And actually, because you end up cutting off bits of all the paper, you can make coordinating cards that will easily fit inside. This is wonderful for invitations. This is wonderful for just because. I'm just saying, you guys, I love a custom envelope. Now I'm going to come in, make sure that I'm cutting it straight. You can do it at 1 as well. Like, nobody's going to cry. There we go. Then all you do is you can go ahead and reinforce anything that you're worried about for the mailing, right? Just learn to be soft-handed. You can use this with cardstock as well. The problem with cardstock, if you're going to mail it, is that it's going to be almost too thick to mail. So what I mean by that is they go by weight and by movement of the card. So as long as your card can bend, it generally will ship inside of a standard envelope. And this is kind of like an A10 size here. And the other adhesive that you might want to use is a multi-purpose liquid adhesive like this, where it has a fine tip and you can use that to create a line. Just use less than you think, really. I mean, like, that's the big part right there. Easy peasy. Now, this is the same designer series paper, inside out or outside in. Is there really a thing, outside in? Is that a word? And so it will fit whichever envelope you want. So again, countless envelopes that you can create with your scrap designer series paper. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So you have that. And then you have, where did my green one go? I had it right here. Oh, here it is. I put my envelope patchboard on top of it. So I have to say, it's not perfect. It is hard to see those numbers. And so I do want to warn you when you are getting it, maybe you even type it up and make a cheat sheet. Like, that would be a total easy fix. And that wouldn't bother me in the least. So which do you prefer? Do you like the elongated card or the standard A2? With 66 variety of card envelopes that you can create from gift cards on up, this is a wonderful tool to have in your crafting supply. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell. And if you want to grab this punch board, you can see it in the link in the description below and on my blog, where I create with it. Now, is it worth getting? In my opinion, yes. This is a very essential tool to creating custom envelopes. And if you're like me, you have a stockpile of extra designer series paper and scrapbook paper that you want to use. It even works for 6x6 papers with the small gift card size. So you can make, if you have 6x6 designer series paper size inches, then you can create custom gift card envelopes, which I think is absolutely wonderful. So if you're like me, use up your scrapbook paper and create a beautiful card that delivers a wow before they even see the card inside. I think it's a great way to make somebody smile today. If you haven't already, see these upcoming videos and let me know what you think. Do you like these upcoming videos, and do you like these envelopes? Comment and let me know. And if you want to get your own, don't forget, you can see it on the link below and on my blog. Thanks for joining me today. God bless. Have a wonderful day. Bye.